What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Power Play with CJ. We're focusing on the New York Rangers signing King Henrik to a 7-year, $59.5 million contract that'll pay him on average of $8.5 million per season. It's a lot of money, plain and simply. He's in the top 1% in Manhattan, which is saying a lot, in a city of 12 million people. But I said that they had to re-sign him. They couldn't let him walk. Term was a lot. The money was a lot. But you can't let a franchise goalie walk like that because they really just don't grow on trees. You can't find one just anywhere. But on the flip side of the coin, that's a lot of money for a lot of years. And I mean, Henrik will be, I think, 39 when the contract runs out. How much, do you want to be paying him in, his later 30s? 8.5. Now, the salary cap will go up with the Rogers deal, and by the time it's up, could reach $100 million. So that's something that, by the time the contract's up, I should say. So that's an intriguing thing to look at. But I would have gone like 6 years, $7 million per. This is just too much, I mean, then you got to say, how much is it worth losing Lundqvist for? And it's really a tough situation to wait and see. He's obviously been one of the best goalies in the league for the last 7 years. Statistically, and the other thing is, have they gotten more scoring in the Devils series? They go to the finals. Maybe they beat Los Angeles 2012. That's just something else to look at. They had to get this deal done, but it's kind of like the Kobe Bryant with the LA Lakers thing. It's like, do you really want to be paying him that much? You couldn't say, all right, Hank, do you want to win? Let's take a little bit less. And it's tough for me as a capitalist to say, take less money, but at the same time, you got to do what you got to do for your team. But he's got a hell of an agent. That's plain and simple. And the Tuukka Rask contract looks like a bargain right now. They're talking about how overpaid him and Pekka Rinne were. But obviously Rinne being hurt right now, it's not. Take that out of the equation. But Lundqvist just one up them. In terms of the contract. So how much money they're making. Scandinavian showdown between goalies. And, like I said, the Bruins look really, really smart for locking up Tuukka the way they did, given this extension. But, we'll see what happens and see how Henrik responds and how the Rangers respond. They're a 500 hockey team right now. They need to be playing better. The weight of expectations, not only by prognosticators like myself, but, fans in New York have to pay a lot of money to go to games. Madison Square Garden ain't cheap. Players ain't cheap. And, they got to step the game up. They got to step their production up in the second 2/3 of the season. So we'll see what happens with that. I'm very curious to see how Hank does down the stretch and how the 7-year contract plays out. Anyway, that's on this episode of the Power Play with CJ on the King Henrik contract extension. Stay tuned for more episodes throughout the season and beyond. Later, guys.